spine while sleeping. From bedding, bed frames, and even a dog bed, Casper has everything you need to build the bed of your dreams. And as always, there's free shipping and free returns. Get 10% off your entire order right now through September 14th with the code word COMFORT. The offer expires on September 14th. It excludes the Element mattress bundles and sale items. Limit one offer per customer and per order. Please see Casper.com/terms for additional terms and conditions.
24-month lease, 10,500 miles a year, no security deposit, total due at signing F-150, 3409, Fusion 2089. Easy plan pricing for returning lessees, including Ford Select inventory rebates, plus tax, title, license, and dock. Reverse financing for Ford credit ends 8/31/2020. The Ford Summer Sales Event is on at Pat Milliken Ford. Brian Godfrey, what can your customers expect this month?
We're delivering low prices, great selection, and of course, complete confidence with your purchase.
That's right. With the Ford Promise, customers who finance through Ford can return their purchase within a year if faced with financial hardship due to a loss of employment.
Absolutely. Want to know more? Visit Pat Milliken Ford for details.
Jumpstart your summer adventures when you lease a new 2020 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew 4x4 or a 2020 Fusion SE, both Milliken Express price from just $149 a month.
We're ready to help you purchase a new Ford safely and affordably.
Start your experience online at patmillikenford.com or visit the dealership on Telegraph Road.
Pat Milliken Ford, over 60 years of the experience you deserve.
Hi, Amy. Welcome to the Xfinity store. That's a lot of change.
Yep, just saving up for a rainy day.
You know, when you get Xfinity Internet and mobile together, you can save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill.
400 smackers.
Yeah, plus you can get fast internet and the most reliable wireless network.
Okay, but now what do I do with all this change I found in my couch?
There's an arcade down the street.
Let's go.
I'm working.
Small line. Pretty sweet, right? Save up to $400 a year when you get Xfinity Internet and mobile together. So that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. Plus, switch to Xfinity Mobile and for a limited time get $400 off an eligible Samsung Galaxy 5G phone. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Internet offer requires equal bill and auto pay. Ends 9/22/20. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customer mobile. Equipment taxes, fees extra, and some exchange. After charge, regular rates apply. Wireless savings differs to average network providers. Xfinity Internet required. Galaxy offer ends 9/18/20. In parts of select cities.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today on the D.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. The names you trust, the teams you love.
You're listening to the best of the morning show on 97.1 The Ticket.
So, speaking of football, I know you're fired up. Yeah, and I love this list. It is ranking the divisions in football easiest to toughest. All right? So, give me a gander. What do you think the easiest division in football
Easiest?
is? Easiest.
The AFC East?
NFC East.
Now they're saying Dallas, right?
They're saying Dallas is going to win. Washington's not going to be good. The Giants probably won't be good. The Eagles are probably down. So they're saying that's the easiest. The AFC East is second. Second easiest. Where do you think the NFC North is?
I'm going to say, like middle one, third or fourth.
Fifth. Pretty good. Not bad. Here's what they say about the NFC North. This is probably the only division in football which you can make a reasonable argument that any of the 4 teams can win it. The Green Bay Packers will take a step back from 13-3, but still be pretty good. The Minnesota Vikings lost a lot, but still have a good core. The Chicago Bears were fantastic 2 seasons ago. They could rebound. You wonder about Trubisky and Foles. And if Matthew Stafford stays healthy, the Detroit Lions might have a really good offense. I mean, what a ringing endorsement. Yeah, you know, if Stafford stays healthy, they might have a nice offense. And yes, I understand out of the underdogs, I picked the Lions to win it all just because I was forced to. I wanted to be different. But is there a scenario? And I want you to spell it out. I want to hear from the people as well. 485-399-797. I admit I'm jaded. I admit that when I look at the Lions, I'm very negative. I admit that it takes a lot to convince me. Tom is way more, what's the word, fair about the Lions than I am.
I just try to
And
get
here it is.
I just want to be, they're 0-0. That's what try to treat them that way. And then I'm a fan. I like to try to have some hope. I don't want to be negative before we even, play a snap.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about the other day. Is it possible to forget about the history and just kind of go with 0-0 what they are? So give me your defense. Give me your argument that the Lions win the NFC.
They capitalize on how they started last year, and that's really what they were becoming. And it kind of snowballed. Started with the Green Bay loss. They blew the Kansas City game with the 4th and 8 defense. Then the Green Bay loss was controversial, and then the defense was just it fell apart. And now that they got the players that he wants to do his thing, I don't necessarily believe in this, but if it works, the defense is better and the offense is more consistent even than they showed in the first 4 to 6 games last year. Then you're all of a sudden looking at something that can go 10-6. And at that point, you become a division contender. I think I have found something as maybe a little ray of light that I haven't heard anybody say about just this season because of COVID.
Really?
I think you'll buy this a little bit. This is factual information. It's statistical. It's the truth. You can't deny it. Okay, so when you go to Pro Football Reference, you can go into the splits and start looking at how certain players do in certain situations over the course of their career. And it's so geeky. It shows what their record is when you score 0 to 7 points, when you score 8 to 14 or 15 plus. It shows you your record in September, October, November, December, January. And all these things are very consistent for one certain player. Matthew Stafford. He's 1 game under 500 in September, 1 over in October, 3 under in November, 6 under in December, 1 and 2 in January. It's all just very even. However, there's a very, very important stat and something that still matters in sports to this day called home and away. Matthew Stafford is just 5 games over 500 at home throughout his career. Home field's never been a great home field advantage for them, but they've held their own at home, okay? They're a little bit above 500. On the road, he's 15 games under 500. In a COVID season, why does going on the road make it harder to win?
It doesn't. There's no fans. There's no home field advantage. I mean, you got to travel. That's the only downside, but I'm pretty sure they're used to that. Wow. I didn't think about that. That's not bad.
They are saying that this COVID season is going to be so different that it will impact opening lines to start the season, and that you're not going to get the traditional 3 points as the home team.
Well, look at the NBA. The NBA has had series that are closer than many thought they would be because home court doesn't exist. So I think it's a good point. So can Matt Stafford go on the road and beat a winning team? I mean, my immediate response is no. And
So you think it all has to do with travel then and nothing to do with the fans?
no, I do. I think it's a good point by you. I think it is a ray of sunshine. But it will also be just another layer I can lay on when he cannot be the winning team on the road without fans. Just saying. That's how I think.
I think there's like you said, it's a little ray of hope. Maybe it can matter for, let's say you're 10-6. That Stafford's done that one time, and I think he had 2 11-5s or he had 2 10-6s and 1 11, or whatever. Let's say you've got your best Stafford season, they're 10-6 or 11-5, and you get that one extra road win that you typically wouldn't. All of a sudden, that might win you the division. Man, look how pathetically deep you have to dig to try to find something to make this year different than any other.
Well, how about this? I got something, okay? I think yours are good. And if you twist my arm and make me come up with things, the obvious is the offense. We already talked about it. I mean, Stafford was playing good. There's no indication that he's going to have another back injury. It does seem like his back is healthy. And their offense should be the best it's been in quite some time. But the X factor is the defense. This was the first year that Bob Quinn actually drafted somewhat sensible. There wasn't really a reach. He didn't take a Tracy Walker in the 3rd round, even though Walker turned out to be pretty good. He didn't take a Tease Tabor in the 2nd round. He pretty much drafted on need. And he filled a lot of holes. And then they filled more holes with free agency. And even though you and I look at guys like Danny Shelton and Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins always say, bunch of expatriates, that's all the Lions can get, they overpay them. There might be something to be said about them all coming together under Patricia, who's pretty much coached all these guys anyhow. I mean, listen, Patricia, even though I totally disagree with him, he ran off all the veterans, all the good players in my mind, traded them away, alienated them, and he went out and got his own type of guy. So if you can't coach your defense, you're supposed to be pretty smart defensively, you're a rocket scientist. If you can't coach this defense with your guys, then it's, I mean, listen, I really think he stinks, but it's indefinite that he stinks. So I will allow a little room that this defense will overachieve, that he knows what he's doing, and that a bunch of expatriates can come together and play some pretty good football. I mean, and by the way, the team's pretty damn unified. I think we saw that on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a win for him. I mean, it doesn't matter if they come out and lose the first game, but that's something that can galvanize the team a little bit. It can glue the team together. But look, the defense, you're going to be able to tell right away, I think, with the defense. I mean, if it looks like it did last year after 2 or 3 games, this isn't going to work. It's just not going to work. But if you see improvement, then I think, okay, maybe he's got something going here. They don't have to be a great defense. They don't have to be a top 10. They can be in the middle of the pack, and if the offense is what it was at the beginning of the year, this year, plus, let's say, Hawkinson really steps up. There's been a lot of evidence of tight ends in year 2 really taking a big leap. I mean, what if he had a borderline Pro Bowl caliber season?
That solves a lot. It does. It gives you another weapon you didn't have last year. I think, let's be honest, I wonder how good would they have been if Stafford never got injured. Now, they won 3 games. They tied 1. They lost the other 4, right, when he was totally healthy. But if he never got injured, you got to believe you'll probably get to 7-8 wins.
Oh, yeah.
You know that Stafford will get you to 7-8 wins. The big question is, can that defense be good enough to win you those other 2 or win you those other 3? Make a big timely stop when you need to. I mean, they were so lousy the last 2 years that it's hard for me to believe they just take this jump. But if you're forcing me to make an argument of why they're going to win the division, it's going to be that. It's going to be that everything gels in year 3 and that Patricia and his guys play well. 97 on the ticket.
Happen in Detroit sports. You hear it first on Detroit's #1 sports station, 97.1 The Ticket. Breaking news powered by Radio.com Sports and brought to you by Pennzoil. Motor oils from natural gas. The proof is in the Pennzoil. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A Radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk, this is 97.1 The Ticket.
The Tigers win their 5th in a row as they knock off the Minnesota Twins 3-2 yesterday at Comerica Park. Good outing for reliever Tyler Alexander. He picks up the victory after giving up just 2 hits while striking out 3 over 3 2/3 innings.
It's nice to get outs in any role. I don't care what role that is. I've said a ton that I want to start, whatever. I don't care how I pitch. As long as I'm in the game, I like getting out.
Miguel Cabrera would reach a notable milestone on Sunday. His RBI single in the first inning was his 2,000th hit as a member of the Detroit Tigers. John Rahm sinks a 66-foot birdie putt on the first playoff hole in the PGA Tour's BMW Championship yesterday in suburban Chicago. With that victory, his 2nd of the year, Rahm now moves into 2nd place in the latest FedEx Cup point standings. Finals from the Stanley Cup playoffs yesterday. Vegas beats Vancouver 5-3. Dallas edges past Colorado 5-4. The New York Islanders defeat Philadelphia 3-2. Over in the NBA playoffs on Sunday, Denver knocks off Utah 119-107. Boston crushes Toronto 112-94. The Clippers beat Dallas 111-97. Less than 24 hours after acquiring him in a trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Minnesota Vikings reportedly have agreed to a 1-year, $12 million contract with defensive end Yannick Ngakoue. 25-year-old Ngakoue, considered one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, has collected 37.5 sacks in just 60 career games. Joseph Newgarden would hold off rookie Pato O'Ward to win yesterday's IndyCar race in Illinois. That victory just the 2nd of the year for Newgarden, who now trails Scott Dixon by just 96 points in the latest IndyCar driver standings. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
97.1 The Ticket. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. For today's cast, we have Jake Rietma running the show, Greg Hargrave on vacation, Jeff Rieger is here, Tom the Governor Milliken is here, Heather Park is here, and I am back from a week of staycation. Good morning. What's up, peeps?
Hi, Stoney. It's great to hear your voice again.
Thank you. It's good to see you there, Heather, on the old Zoom. How was the UP for yours a week ago?
Oh, it was fabulous.
Good.
It was fabulous, Stoney.
Glad you had a good time. What's up, Riggs?
Guys, what's going on? I'd just like to welcome everybody to the Tigers playoff push festivities. Let's go, baby.
Hey?
Tony, you were gone. You were gone. I know you were listening every
No,
moment.
I was not. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
For 2 seconds, you were.
Yes,
but
yes, I
Tom
know.
and Tom promised me that if the Tigers win 3 or 4, that we're all allowed to leave. And they swept because they only played 3 games.
That's right. So the bet's off. They went 3 or 4. They went 3 or 3. You want to go by technicality, Riggs, right?
No, don't take this belief away from me. Don't.
Oh, right. Look.
But you guys look good today, as always.
Thank you. Hey, look, they're 3 out of the wild card, right? 4 out of the division lead, if my math is correct.
No, they're 2 out of the wild.
Oh, standing that I saw was wrong.
By the way, ESPN really has to fix their crap.
Well, that's what I looked at.
Yeah, they have last year's ESPN wild card. So if you look at it, you actually have to go and dig deeper into it because they have a bunch of teams in the wild card that are actually in second place in their division, and this year's second place automatically goes to the postseason. So the only team you're really focusing on is the Toronto Blue Jays, who beat the Orioles yesterday 6-5, meaning 2 games out of the wild card, at least 2 games behind Toronto. Let's go.
Shame on me for, sticking with the woke sports network, ESPN. God.
That's right.
They never make mistakes.
Guys, all kidding aside, though,
Old season.
it's Toronto, like Jeff said, because after that, there's nobody in the American League. So there's going to be, in Toronto, you would hope they still play the Rays quite a bit.
No, they don't.
They don't?
They do. I actually checked Toronto's schedule because, Tom, I'm fixated. I'm believing. I'm excited. Their schedule is so freaking